So I was asked the question by somebody I invited onto my Creative Dynamos YouTube channel. Why am I doing this? What is my purpose? And it didn't really occur to me to create a video to tell people why I'm doing this. So I decided I'd make one. The reason I'm doing this is because when I was first getting my start in writing and in creating podcasts and things like that, there was an environment of support and encouragement that enabled me to do the things that I did. And this is going back 17 years, maybe a little more. And now I want to provide that encouragement and support to other people. Now, this is at least in part because I don't find the same level of encouragement and support around me. And I've long been a believer in be the change that you want to see. So here I am, being the change I want to see. I want this YouTube channel to be a place where creators of all kinds, be they public speakers, musicians, comic book creators, artists, writers, what have you, can come and talk about their creativity and what their creative process is and what their creative project is. Years ago, a friend of mine, Dave, and I did a thing called The Secret Project. And this is a spiritual successor to that. If you have a project that is secret because that is no one knows about it, I want this to be a place you can come talk about it. If you're tired of seeing posts on social media that say, if you've got a book coming out, come talk about it, and you don't have a book coming out, but you've got books already out, or you have a book that you're in the process of writing, but it's not going to be out for a while, and you want to talk about it, come talk about it. If nobody's asking you to talk about your creative project, I'm asking you to come talk about your creative project. This is also a little selfish. I find that talking to creative people about their creative projects energizes me, and helping other people boost their signal energizes me. I was talking to my therapist, normalized talking to therapists, about how, as a person with a disability, this gives me another venue to have a creative output when I have days where the writing is just not happening, but I have the energy to edit a video or to talk to somebody about their creativity. So, I am also a creative person. So there is going to be talk about my creativity on my YouTube channel. So, shock and surprise, this is all to some degree about self-promotion. I am promoting my creative efforts as well as your creative efforts. The other old saw that I like to pull out is a rising tide lifts all boats. So if I help you, that's going to help us both. And I don't think that that's selfish. I don't think that that's self-serving, because it's not all about me. It's about all of us. It's about cutting through the noise out there and adding to the symphony of creativity. Social media is oftentimes not super social. And that's another thing I want this to be. These interviews are, generally speaking, going to be somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour, because it's a conversation. I'm going to talk with these people about their life, their creativity, their projects, and it's not going to be a 30-second commercial. It's going to be a conversation, and it's going to be us as a creative community building relationships and leveraging social media to be social about media. So, yeah, I think that all of these things are in the mix. And this is me finally finding a purpose for this YouTube channel that I've had for years, that has been a few different things, but none of it's really stuck. And the more interviews I schedule, the more interviews I have, the more passionate I get about this project. So I think I've finally found something that I'm good at and that I'm passionate about, that is not just about my writing. And I know that some people get tired of their favorite writer talking just about their writing. So this gives me something else to blather on about. And hopefully some people do think of me as their favorite writer. But yeah, this space is about creativity and encouraging that creativity. So if you are a creative person and you want to come on here and talk about your creativity, the door is open. And I am pretty broad when I talk about that definition of creativity. It's if you're a public speaker, you have to write that speech. That's a creative process. If you're a stand-up comedian, that's super creative. If you're an actor or a screenwriter or a poet or a painter or a sculptor or anything that you think of as creative, then I want you to come on here and I want us to talk. And I don't really have any limits beyond perhaps adult entertainment. This is not the place for that. I can work with people who might be writing erotic fiction or erotic poetry, but I draw the line there, and that's just my own personal take, subject to change. But there you have it. If you have any questions or you want to come on, leave a comment here or send me an email, and we'll talk about getting you on. Thanks, and I hope this encourages you to subscribe, to hang around, and to come and talk with me about why you are a creative dynamo.